Yeah. Yeah.
So that reminds
Yeah.
me, so that goes right to the next
Yeah.
question. We were just
Yeah.
like, you were just mentioning about it, right? Where it's like,
Yeah.
is it something that we can work on? And should we always rely on medication, or can we go away from
Hmm.
it?
Hmm. Yeah. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, naturopathic doctor, you're against medication. Not at all. Okay. And I always tell people, like, if you're with a doctor and they're very against supplements or they're very against medications, run. Like, no. Right. I feel like no doctor should ever be in a mindset where they are so strict and rigid on some sort of way of healing, right? Because there's so many different ways to heal out there, right? And different things work for different people. And when it comes to medication, I even mentioned before that I took medication and I was on it for about 10 months. But I went in with the mindset that I'm going to use this medication short term while I build my other habits and learn more techniques to improve my mental health. And then I will get off it. A lot of people go into medications thinking, oh, there's something wrong with my biology. I'm going to take this medication. I need it for the rest of my life. And it is what it is. And that's it. And they never work in their mental health, never do anything. And that's a very dangerous mindset to be in, right? And really, these medications aren't meant to be used very long term. Now, I will admit that I do think that there are a small subset of people in our population that really do not have the biology and physiology to support their mental health. And so there are some people that might need medications forever. And there are some conditions where it's questionable that people might need to be on medications for a very long time, right? Like schizophrenia, bipolar are some examples of that. I also don't have enough experience to talk about, not being off medication on those specific conditions. But I really think that for general conditions like anxiety and depression, that really the goal of medication should be use them short term, work on building your lifestyle habits, and then get yourself off them. Right. But a lot of patients aren't educated on that. They don't know about that. And I don't hate medications at all. I think that they can be very powerful and useful for some people, but if only if they are used for those reasons. And even as a naturopathic doctor, usually when I work with patients, I almost always in the first visit give them some supplements, right? Because the thing is that when you're in this state of very high emotion, high intensity, it's so difficult for me to tell people, yeah, eat a carrot, right? Like you don't even want to get out of bed, right? Let alone eating carrot. That's a whole other story, right? And so what taking medications and supplements does, it helps to lower the intensity of the symptoms so that you can actually start working on some of those foundational habits.
I like that
So
you're
yeah,
talking about that, because it's
yeah,
true. Like, medication is great. Like, I mean, I'm still on it myself. I feel like I function properly with it right now.
yeah,
So it's one of those things where I'm like, at first I took it, then I'm like, oh no, like beneath me, like I cannot, subject myself to medication. But no, 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 no. If it helps, it helps, whatever the case is. But I love that you bring up the fact that, at the end of the day, if you just take it and don't do anything else in your life, that is
yeah,
literally just a band-aid, and it's not going to help in the long run. Like, you need to really work on the other things. And that's what's great about it. Like, I love that you're a naturopathic doctor that's not just being like, oh my God, medication. No, but it's
yeah,
great that you allow the fact that there's a care package. It all goes together, and it should be the same thing for other doctors too. Psychiatrists can't just be slapping around medication, happy pills, like we talked about earlier. Really get to the bottom of these things. So I love that you bring that up.
yeah. Yeah, it's
But
all
we're gonna
about
go here.
collaborative
Huh?
care, right? So
So
no, I was just saying it's all
yeah.
about like collaborative care.
If you want to hear more stories, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like. To support more youth by youth led projects, visit us at youthspeak.ca, where you can donate and spread youth mental health awareness.
YouthSpeak Performance Charity. Speak, inspire, change.